hydrogen tap. There's good news and bad news. The good news is that we've discovered another thing that doesn't work. The bad news is that, well, actually there isn't any bad news. What I'm doing here is running 107 volts DC through the same cells that I had last time, or same two plates I had last time. And if you notice, there's no bubbles whatsoever. The reason is because I changed the water, again, tap water, and it turns out that the bubbles that I got last time was strictly from the impurities of the plates themselves, and the eventual impurities that show up in the water. There really isn't any bad news, because it kind of proves out what we all should have known, and that is that at 110 volts we're not going to get anything. That was a big surprise the last time, and didn't make sense. So again, and if you look really close here, you'll see starting of something coming up, but it's nowhere near what it was before. And the reason was the last time I left the plates in there overnight. Wait a minute. What the? Well, that's interesting. I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. I've got 108 volts DC here. What the? That doesn't even make sense. That's not being pulsed. That is not being pulsed, and this is new tap water. I don't know. I truly don't know. Here I'm getting ready to that's not pulsed. Running at 110 volts DC. The plates are spaced at a 1/16 of an inch. I don't know what to be excited or disappointed. At any rate, I'm going to leave that up to you. It is what it is. It doesn't make any sense. By the way, it's 9:05 Sunday morning here. I'll be setting up an experiment with higher voltage, but what the heck is going on here? I just don't know. if you look over here, I don't know. The next video I'm putting out will be on how I make the focus cell. If you want to email me, you can write to John Ahrens at hydrogentap, HYDROGENTAP.com, and answer as much mail as I can. I'm getting, gosh, about 15 emails an hour now. I do get to it. When I run by the computer, I see what's there and try to get as much as I can. Also, don't forget, I'm also answering the comment files that come in. And also, there's a second set of email that comes in through the YouTube. So if I don't answer you right away, remember, I also work here. If you go to my site, hydrogentap.com, you can also click on YouTube and see there's a link to the YouTube videos in order. The latest videos show up first. You can go all the way back to video 1 if you like and see how I started this whole thing. The next video I'm putting out after this will be how I make the focus cell. Get a lot of orders for it. I think you're going to find out it's a lot better ordering it from me. That's on hydrogentap.com site than it is making it. It is a lot of work making them. Right now, I get enough orders, but not enough orders to pay someone else to stamp out the plates. So everything's done by hand, but they look pretty decent. Actually, they look very good. And if you're interested in ordering, you can go to hydrogentap.com. I am going to put out that video next. I know there's a lot of people who can't afford cells and want to try to make them themselves, but make sure that when you say you've made one of my cells and ask questions about it and why it's doing one thing or the other, unless it is my cell, it's very hard to figure out what's going wrong. One of the basic questions I get all the time is, why is my cell, their cell, overheating? The focus cell that I make is tuned so that if you started off with 1/4 teaspoon of lye per gallon, it starts off slow and then stops at about 15 amps and pretty well stays there. If you put more than that in, then it's going to start up heavier and you can reach that runaway spot. The runaway spot is where it heats up the water. The water allows more current to go through it, and which heats it up. That's called the runaway. So here we are at another one of these crazy spots where I thought I had the answer, and you can see, who knows, maybe it is doing a Myers thing here. I don't believe it, because I think you need much more voltage than 110 volts. But definitely something is happening. Just not sure what yet. I guess I can tear it apart, and there's really no way at this point for me to get any closer to the answer on these plates because I don't have the right equipment to do it. One of the other questions I have is, will putting cells in the cars hurt the engine? The answer, which I give everybody, is I get answers from both sides of the stream, gearheads and not so gearheads. A lot of gearheads write me and tell me they've torn apart their engines, and in fact they're cleaner, not worse. But the thing you got to remember is, unless you have a lab, unless there's a lab that absolutely starts from the beginning, brand new engine, puts the hydrogen in, and then tears it apart under controlled conditions, there is no answer yet. So don't be writing and saying it'll hurt the car or not hurt the car. We don't know. At least I don't.